The good, the bad, and the odd. It's a thing.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad, and the Odd. We host Mark and Sam. Hi, Sam.
Hey.
Right, so today we are talking kaiju again, right? I mean, this will be our 49th episode about kaiju over the years, right? I just checked it. It's 49. So what I'm hoping is... No, actually, what I was going to say, I'm hoping the Godzilla vs. Kong movie will be the 50th. But there's one out before that, isn't there? There's like Godzilla vs. Mothra and...
There's Godzilla King of the Monsters, which might be coming out next year, might be coming out this year. I'm not sure if it's...
so that'll probably be our 50th. Or possibly, isn't Pacific Rim 2 on the way as well?
That's a good point. I've forgotten about that.
Anyway, that won't be... the Godzilla vs. Kong won't be the 50th one. It'll be like 52nd or something. Anyway, that's a way off, right? So we're talking about King Kong Lives, right? But before, just the point. If we aren't going to be, I'm not going to be doing the long blurb at the beginning of the episode anymore. It's going to be at the end of the episode. I've done a special little end credit thing where all the contact details. So that's going to happen from now on, so everyone knows. So you don't have to listen to all the other stuff. Anyway, having said that, let's get on with and pull up the comfy chair.
Get the comfy chair.
Okay, I've got a few then, Sam. Shall I go first?
Okay.
I rewatched it. Because the Blu-ray came out, so I got it, and I was keen to see it again. I enjoyed it a lot more this time. Not a lot more, a bit more, because in this watch I felt I like the balance a bit more. It felt a bit unbalanced to me when I saw it at the cinema because I felt it was a little too much on the kids rather than Pennywise. But actually, I was wrong. When you watch it, Pennywise is in it all the way through, and it's a great performance by Bill Skarsgård. I really, really enjoy it. And I've even gone so far as, and I never really do this usually with DVD, Blu-ray extras. I watched some of the extras, and there's some interesting stuff with Bill Skarsgård talking about his performance and, how it was important to him. The physicality of Pennywise was consistent. So he didn't want stuntmen doing like some of the stuff. He wanted to do it so he could bring his own physicality to it. And they gave some behind the scenes shots of him doing stuff, and he was good. He was good. It's given me a more appreciation of what he was trying to do. And I think it's a good Pennywise.
Okay.
You haven't seen it, have you?
I've not seen it. The only bit I've seen is the bit where he grabs Georgie and the kid has really wooden acting. So,
yeah, I mean, he's a little kid, so yeah.
But he did just get his arm ripped off, so...
Yeah, it's a grim bit, that. It is properly grim. There's an alternative take of it in the extras, though, that you have to see. Next time you're around, I'll show it to you. It's only like 2 minutes, but it's really worth seeing.
So someone actually pointed out to me that there's a bit that that's mentioned in the books that where I think it's Georgie, is like, he's describing Pennywise hidden in the sewers.
Right.
And he's like, yeah, his eyes were blue. I mean, green, I think. That sort of thing. But in the film, his eyes, he starts off either green or blue and then changes as he leans forward.
Yeah.
So
his eyes change colour. Pennywise's eyes change colour throughout. It's really weird. It's quite well done. It's a good film. I think it's a good job. I was a bit disappointed that the guy that directed True Detective, which was a great for season 1, was going to be involved and then was taken off of it for Kanaga, I think his name was. And I was kind of very disappointed about that. And I was thinking, this sounds like it's going to be bad. But man, no, it was good. It was a good film. Anyway, over to you.
Okay, now my first thing is Godzilla Monster Planet. Quite appropriate considering what we're talking about. Mm-hmm. But it's a I say newly released. It was actually released last year in Japan, but it's just got a worldwide release on Netflix, just on the 17th of January.
Okay, I'm looking at Godzilla. What is it called? Just Godzilla on Netflix?
Godzilla Planet of the Monsters.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that. Those
or
words.
Or Godzilla Monster Planet.
Not seeing those words either. It's an anime, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe I'm looking at something different.
You need to actually be careful with this one because all the trailers basically made it out to be Attack on Titan in space with Godzilla, which it really isn't. And you just need to be aware of that, really, before you go in. It is a really good... It's an okay show, but it's like, be prepared to be a bit disappointed because it's not like as amazing as the trailers make it look.
Okay, well, I might give it a go. I've bookmarked the one I found. I'm still not sure if it's the same one. I'm looking.
It is just called Godzilla.
Okay, that is
the one. Planet of the Monsters.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. All right, then it's on Netflix, so that's worth a look.
Yeah.
Okay, my next one is I watched season 4 of League of Gentlemen. Now, the first 3 seasons came out, like, I'd say 20 years ago, maybe 15. And they're Mark Gatiss, Reece Shearsmith, and another guy who I always forget, and I really feel like I need to say his name, so I'm just looking it up. Basically created, and there was another guy off camera who created it. There was 4 of them who created this series, 3 of them appear in it in the guise of different characters. A bit like, I don't know, something like the Harry Enfield show or the Fast show, in the sense that the same actors play lots of different characters, but much darker than that kind of thing. Steve Pemberton, is the other actor. And it's, as I say, 3 of them were made. They were, they were made 1999 to 2002. So they're 15 years old. Well, getting on to 16 years old. But they did these 3 specials as season 4. Now, sometimes when a show's off air for so long and comes back, it's not great, right? But this felt entirely consistent with the first 3 series. It was very good. You know, it made me laugh. There's certain characters that just made me laugh in this, and they add them back again. And it's interesting. Each season adds new characters, and there's some really dark, weird ones. There's a vet who we find out in one of the specials has got a voodoo curse. So whatever he does, it causes disaster. So if he's trying to cure some animal, it's something horrible happens to that animal or to the owner or something. And for example, in this new series, now this is the only spoiler I'm gonna have about any of this series. So if you haven't seen it and want to see it, don't listen for the next minute or so. A little girl brings her hedgehog into this cursed vet, and it's kind of bloated. And he says, "Oh, it's just got some gas build up under the skin. We'll just lance that with a needle and release the gas gently, and it'll be fine." And when it sticks the needle in, the bloody hedgehog explodes. And we see this little girl screaming with all these spikes sticking out of her face. And you think that's bad. Suddenly you hear her mum say, "I can't see." And it pans over to her, and she's got 2 spikes, 1 in each eye. And it's like, oh, this is so grim. God. It's so grim. And there's stuff like that. And there's all sorts of characters. And they kind of cross-dress, and that adds to the weirdness of it. Because when they're women, they don't particularly act like women. They still got, like, husky voices, so that kind of adds to it, and it's kind of fun. It's as consistent as it ever was. If you like the first 3 series, which are all on Netflix, I might add, the 4th one will be good too. It is a series I always found difficult to watch more than a couple in a row, because it kind of gives you an uneasy feeling, because it's almost like not a situation comedy, more like a situation horror, because they're like really weird village of people, right? That's what it's kind of about. I definitely recommend that. It's good return to form, I'd say, for season 4.
Okay,
series 4, I should say. Right, back to you.
Okay, following from a kind of similar theme, I've been starting to watch Twin Peaks.
My favourite TV series of all time.
Yeah, I know.
So what do you think?
I've only watched 3 episodes, and it was, the only bit it started to really get good was when Cooper started to really do some hard investigating. Well, I say hard investigating for Cooper.
Yeah, throwing rocks, right?
Yeah, throwing rocks at a bottle. And we started to see, like, the weird dwarf guy.
Yeah. The Man
and that
from
was
Another
like-
Place is called, yeah.
Yeah, The Arm.
Yeah, The Arm as well.
And that's as far as I've seen. So,
Yeah,
though I know a lot more because you kept talking about the new series.
yeah, sorry about that. It is interesting in the pilot, we have a good solid 45 minutes of new characters after new character after new character. And then we finally see Cooper, right?
Yeah.
And it's interesting, they set up, there's so many... Do you think it worked? Did you feel like you kind of knew the characters? Or was it
Not
just a
really.
rush? Is it like...
It just seemed like really not even a rush. It was just like really drawn out. It's like, okay, we're going to hang around the school for a bit. And we see this girl go from a hotel. And we get a weird zoom in on her feet. And then we go see Ed. And then we go see this. And I'm describing it going fast, but it's like there's like 5 minutes for each thing. So.
Yeah, I like a lot of the characters. I definitely like the sheriff, and obviously Cooper is like the coolest TV character ever. And I like Pete, the one who discovered Laura's body. And I like the cops generally, Hawk and Andy. Andy's like so weird, isn't he? He's kind of ineffectual. And then Lucy and so on and so forth.
So far cops, Cooper and Ed.
Yeah.
The guy that's married to the one-eyed woman who's just
Nadine.
annoying.
Yeah. A lot of the teenage stuff is kind of riffing on a set of films by a filmmaker, and I can't remember if it's a director or producer, called Douglas Sirk.
Yeah.
Or it might be things like Rebel Without a Cause, James Dean films.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. It's director.
That does make it more interesting when we have two of them going around in the woods and barking at people.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and it's just like you're just being idiots.
Yeah, it's interesting that some of the acting is very stylized. Very
See, you say stylized, I
you
say
think it's bad, right? No,
So-
the thing is, I have seen this series 5 times through it, and I always I like certain characters, like Bobby Briggs, right? It's a very odd performance that actor gives, but I always liked it, and it kind of really works for me. But I can kind of completely see if it doesn't work for you, And I just think it's meant to be weird. I think it's meant to be like that.
Yeah.
It's got that kind of, because he's doing it almost like a teenager in a 50s film.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that's because if you watch it, the time it's set in the late 80s, but there's a very 50s vibe as well, isn't there?
Yeah.
With the bikers and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I always think if you don't like the pilot, you probably ain't going to like the rest. That's my feeling.
I didn't like the pilot, but I knew all sorts of weird David Lynch fuckery, for lack of a better term, happened later on.
Yeah.
Like, I know about David Bowie, the Teapot Man.
Right,
And
okay, that's
the fact
season
that-
3, yeah.
Yeah, and because they couldn't get the dwarf actor back because he was being a bit of a narce. So they made him into a tree.
They made him into an electric tree, they did.
Yeah.
There's definitely. It's worth watching because Lynch is an interesting filmmaker in terms of his look. Right, there are definite bits in it where Lynch can have, a shot where a man walking into a room is more terrifying than any other horror film you can think of. No matter what scene it was, what's going on screen, a man walking into a room can be more frightening to see than a maniac running at you with a chainsaw or something, do you know?
The bit that really got me sort of interested was when you see Bob for the first time.
Bob is frightening as hell.
Well, I say for the first time. The only reason it's played by that guy is I've found out.
Yeah.
Is because he's in a freaking one of the mirrors in the Palmer house.
Yeah, right.
He was like a shooting assistant or like a cameraman or something.
Yeah, he was.
And he was just accidentally in a shot.
Yeah, he was. If you didn't see it, if you go back and watch the very end of the pilot where Sarah Palmer's kind of screaming.
You mean her mother?
Yeah, Sarah Palmer. Yeah.
Oh,
Sarah. Yeah.
Yeah.
She's screaming. If you look behind her, there's a mirror,
you can see him.
and you can see him.
Yeah.
But it's really easy to miss.
Yeah, it's when he was just at the end of the bed.
Yeah, that
It was
is
just
weird.
like, whoa.
That is freaky.
It's like, okay.
And again, he was doing some setup, and David Lynch saw him crouching at the bed after doing this setup because he was trying to stay out of shot. And David Lynch thought, I need to put that in.
Yeah.
Lynch is like that. He famously, if he sees something that he thinks is interesting, he'll put it in. And he doesn't care about continuity, how to explain that. He might try and explain it later. And it is funny, if you get into season 2, is what happens is all these weird things that Lynch just lights and put in, the writers try and then work into a coherent plot, which is not how it works. And it's interesting to see themselves tie themselves in knots to try and explain it. I really like this series. If anyone wants to hear me talk about Twin Peaks, go listen to my Twin Peaks Log podcast. We've covered seasons 1, 2, and 3, and a few other bits of material, and we'll be going on to talk about more, but we're just having a hiatus at the minute. But we have covered, seasons 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
Interesting. I'll be interested if you've got more to say about it. If you can.
Yeah. See, I'm kind of vocal about. I just didn't like Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
And one of my friends was kind of like having a go at me for it, and I was just like, mate, I can sit and watch the work cut of Dune, like in its entirety. It's not that I don't think that he's not a good director or whatever.
Yeah. No.
It's like, I just don't find it entertaining.
No. If you don't find it entertaining, there's no point, right? Yeah. I think the first purpose of any storytelling is to entertain, right? Inform possibly and educate possibly, but if it doesn't entertain, it ain't worth, don't watch it. It's that simple. Okay, my next one. Sorry, did you finish on that?
Oh yeah.
My next one is another Netflix series. I watched season 1 of The Crown. I'm partway through season 2 now. Season 1 of The Crown, covering the the life of Queen Elizabeth II from pretty much a few years before she became the Queen to becoming Queen and so on. How she's really Claire Foy's in it as Queen Elizabeth, and Matt Smith is Prince Philip. Really good show, interesting because it ties itself into history and the sort of issues dealing with the press. The fall of the status of Britain in the world during the 50s and stuff like that. A really good show. Interesting. If nothing else, you need to watch it because John Lithgow is doing an amazing Churchill. And obviously this is set after the war, so this is Churchill as a prime minister, because he got booted out as a prime minister in 1948 by a Labour government, who then brought on the NHS and all those amazing structural changes in British society. But then they got kicked out, and Churchill came back as prime minister. So, and he was pretty old, he was like late 70s. And it was like seeing how he interacted. And he was also prime minister under the king. So he was prime minister under her father as king and then under her as queen. So it's kind of interesting. So he's got that long legacy with the royal family. And they knew Winston Churchill quite well,
Yeah.
There's all that stuff. It's definitely worth seeing. 10 episodes, season 1. And I think 3 and 4 are being made or about to start shooting soon. So, and they're kind of doing them back to back. So I think, I think season 3, I'm looking forward to finishing. Well, I'm still watching season 2, but I'm looking forward to getting to the end. I'm enjoying it quite a lot. And I think season 3 is going to be, I'll be watching that for sure. But back to you. Anything else?
Okay, now I've got 2 left. I've got one which is an anime/manga called Killing Bites, which is about Japanese, I think they would be mega corporations. It's like a local-only word called this Zaibatsu, which just means like big family. It's generally associated with like Yakuza sort of stuff.
Whoa.
I think.
Yeah.
But basically, they've been making like hybrid monsters, like half human, half animal
Okay.
things, to fight for their entertainment.
Okay.
And the main character is one of these. Well, I say one of the main characters is one of these, and she is a honey badger
Okay.
hybrid, which sounds rather comical, but the series tends to go between like a sex comedy and very gritty violence of like animals killing each other, basically.
Yeah, and honey badgers are famously pretty fierce, right?
Yeah, that's her like big advantage is she's like 100% offense because she just doesn't really care if
Nah,
she gets hit.
honey badgers famously, they're little things, but even lions are scared of them because they basically go for your bollocks
Yeah,
with their
they
big claws.
they have no ingrained fear of
Yeah.
anything. And as I found out, they've got like either their pelt or like their fur has like little bits of bone in it, which makes it really difficult for like fangs to go through it.
Okay,
So like they'll just not be affected by a bite.
so they're like armoured.
And their skin's loose, so they can get bitten and then just turn round in it.
Whoa!
So
So they're not
Yeah.
fun to mess with, right?
yeah, so this girl is quite ferocious.
Yeah, nice.
So it's kind of interesting. It's just got an anime adaptation, which is why I said manga and anime.
Yeah.
But that's ongoing. It's on episode 2 at the moment.
Sorry,
So,
what's it called again?
Killing Bites.
Killing Bites, right? Is that on Netflix?
No.
Okay, well, let's not talk about that. Okay, all right then. I think that's us done for the comfy chair.
I've got
right?
one more, actually.
Oh, go on then.
It was a Jean-Claude Van Damme film called Fatal Target.
Not seen that one.
Now, it's John Woo's first American film.
Oh, what? No, Hard Target. Hard Target, you mean?
Yeah. Hard
Yeah,
Target.
I've seen that. That's quite good.
Yeah. That's the thing. Me and my friends made a game out of taking a drink whenever there was a moment with like dropped frames where it like sort of stutters,
Yeah.
and we were plastered by the halfway point.
Oh,
It
right.
does that so often during it. Ugh.
What do you mean? Sorry, I'm not with you. Is that a deliberate filmic technique or is it just bad
Yeah.
editing?
It can be a bad editing thing where like they're trying to do slow motion but they've not got the right camera.
Okay.
But from knowing it's John Woo, it's probably a stylistic thing.
Oh, for
It's
sure.
just that it would do them at really weird moments, like someone trips over,
Yeah.
and that's it. Just does it. So
Yeah, John Woo's pretty on the ball with his sort of. I mean, he does love slow mo and doves.
yeah. Oh, the doves.
Doves, he
That
loves
was
doves.
like a running joke while we were off our heads.
Oh, it's in all his films. Yeah, I like this one. The thing is, I like films about humans hunting humans. I feel it's a bit of a subgenre I'd like to really get into. I've always liked that kind of film. I really like, for example, the what's it called? The Most Dangerous Game.
Yeah.
And the short
That's why I
story
pitched
too.
this to a friend I was talking about it to him today. I said it's just the most dangerous game with homeless people. So
Yeah, it did make me laugh when people were saying Hunger Games. Oh, it's just a rip off of Battle Royale. And I was thinking, yeah, and that's a rip off of, I don't know, The Running Man, which is a rip off of, this, that, and the other. And it basically all goes back to the Most Dangerous Game. So,
yeah.
but yeah, okay, yeah, I think it was a good one.
Yeah.
He made of his he made another one, quite a good one with Travolta and
Face
Christian.
Off. Yeah.
No, I was going to say Broken Arrow, actually, but Face Off is really good too. It's stupidly cheesy, but
Yeah.
when you got Cage and Travolta, it's
Yeah.
amazing. I do like that film, but Broken Arrow is pretty good too. That's Christian Slater and John Travolta about nuclear bombs being stolen by terrorists for sale to, or not terrorists, military mercenaries to sell to the highest bidder kind of stuff. That was a good one too. John Woo's made some great films. Some of his Hong Kong ones are just amazing. We should cover them sometimes. There's like The Killer and Hard Boiled and stuff. They're very good.
Okay.
Have you seen any of those?
No.
Yeah, they're definitely worth seeing. He's got a definite style. He famously could use more shells in one scene than most American action films use in the entire film.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shooting. There's some amazing stuff with like shootouts in the middle of hospitals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And Chow Yun-fat, right?
Okay.
And all that. Yeah, it's definitely worth seeing. We'll do them sometime, maybe. Okay, right. Shall we get on with it? What do you reckon?
Yep.
Get on with it. Yes, get on with it.
Get on with it!
Okay, so King Kong Lives. Now, I was mentioning this is our 49th kaiju. I just found a poster for I just got to send you this of the King Kong versus Godzilla movie that's scheduled for 2020. Let me just see if I can send it.
Is it
to
an
you.
actual poster or?
I believe so. Just sent it to you.
Okay.
You see that?
No,
God
not
versus
yet.
Kong. Oh, it's yeah.
I'm fairly certain that's a fan
Yeah,
thing
you
because
think-
that looks like
A fan thing.
the Peter Jackson Kong's head.
Okay, fair enough. All right, well, forget that. Okay, so this one was a sequel to the 76 King Kong, right?
Yeah.
You've seen this before?
Yes, I have.
Because I remember you talking about it, and I hadn't. And it's just, oh man, I've seen pretty much I think I've seen every Kong film except this.
Yeah.
Apparently, it was also released as King Kong 2 in some areas. Directed by John Guillermin, who did he direct the first one? The
I
76
don't
one?
think so.
No, I don't think they did. Anyway.
He did.
So it's made by De Laurentiis again. Special effects by Carlo Rambaldi, who did the special effects in, I believe, the original and in June. And it stars, interestingly, Linda Hamilton, but she's not credited. If at the end credits, she was fourth on the list, which kind of amazed me because I thought she'd be like the headline, right? Given she was in Terminator.
It was probably in like an in order of appearance thing.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, no, because if you look at it, it was King Kong was the first credited, and Lady Kong was the second credited, and Brian Kerwin, the guy in it, was third. So it's like you're joking. So it's a sequel to that, and it's a properly bizarre plot. This.
Yeah.
Kong got a bad heart.
Kong's heart has been like damaged by the
gun, the shooting.
the machine guns that tore him to pieces on top of the World Trade Center.
Yeah,
and they figure that he needs a blood transfusion. He's been kept in a coma for 10 years, which probably is not good for his brain.
Not good for anyone, right?
Yeah. Now they're planning to like take his heart out and put in an artificial one, but they need a lot of blood for a transfusion, and there's not enough available from like regular gorillas.
Yeah. So they're going to use regular gorilla blood, are they?
Yeah, they were planning to, but there's not enough.
Yeah.
Now, conveniently, on the other side of the world in Borneo, Hank Mitchell, who's played by Brian Kerwin, just happens to find a giant lady gorilla.
Yeah, it's
at the same time.
It's What do you think of this actor?
I thought he was okay.
He was kind of a cut-rate adventurer type, right? Because they even make a crack about him being Indiana Jones in the script, don't they? I have to say I found the script pretty poor on the dialogue and stuff, and even Linda Hamilton, which I think comes across pretty well in like Terminator, right? As an actress,
I quite liked her in this.
She had some scenes where she was fine, but there were some scenes, particularly against Brian Kerwin, where it was kind of wooden. Yeah. I found it quite wooden. Don't they theorise that Borneo and Kong Island or Skull Island were like once part of the same landmass or something?
Yeah, that's the only explanation they can come up with, really. So that's the one they go with.
Yeah, they call her Lady Kong, but shouldn't it be Queen Kong?
Yeah,
it might just be fussy.
On the other hand, you could argue that Hank's a fairly uninventive guy, so
yeah. So they give Kong a fake heart, right?
Yeah, they give him a fake heart and use the extra blood, and he survives after surgery with comically large surgical instruments.
Yeah, that was ridiculous. It did make me laugh though. I go with that. I'm having a real trouble even remembering.
Okay, so they plan to set up an enclosure for the two of them because they intend to keep them as a breeding pair. But while they're trying to move Lady Kong, she starts letting out some sort of wail, and that wakes regular Kong up, and he breaks out and breaks her out.
Yeah, I like that bit. I thought that was kind of cool. But there was some stuff here that was just ridiculous. The whole the troops guarding, two troops guard. Oh, I don't know. I'm trying to remember now. Was pretty bad.
The thing is, I don't think any amount of troops would have helped at that point.
Yeah,
so you might as well try and limit the amount of casualties.
But they were like a pair of dicks just sitting around, weren't they, really?
Yeah.
And then the apes get out, and it made me laugh.
They get out and they have a bit of a run around and comedy sequence.
There's some comedy gold. There was one bit that made me laugh where there was like a barn dance going on.
Yeah.
and these old blokes met each other and said, I haven't seen you in years. You'll never know who's going to turn up at one of these. And while everyone's dancing, we see the two apes right behind everyone just standing there and nobody at this dance notices these two apes, but it's just for a comic effect because these two blokes are saying, you don't know who's going to turn up here, and two bloody apes turn up, giant apes as well.
Yeah.
Some of the effects were a bit shonky, weren't they? Really?
Yeah, they were ropier than the original, but I think this one had a bit more charm to it.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't have the annoying woman, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I mean,
we didn't have weird hippie Jeff Bridges.
I like weird hippie Jeff Bridges, actually. I don't mind that. The woman annoyed me, but he was all right. I thought Brian Kerwin was pretty poor, but Linda Hamilton was all right. There was a couple of scenes that did make me laugh, like where he starts kissing her and he says, are you sure you want to? And he goes, well, it's what primates do, she says. And it's like, wow.
No, he says, well, I'm just taking examples from Kong.
Yeah, good idea.
Whoa!
Yeah. Yeah, they recapture him and then we realise Lady Kong's pregnant, right? So there's all that.
Well, no, we don't recapture him. They only capture her.
Because
he tries to fight the army in a pretty cool sequence.
Yeah.
Where he's smashing trucks and stuff.
Yeah,
but he falls into a river and hits his head on a rock and disappears under the water. So
yeah, they're definitely, people in an outfit, these ones, aren't they? Did they use a robot? Did they use a giant hand at all in this? I can't remember.
Yeah, they used giant hands a few times. So
yeah, some of the military hardware looked a bit second rate, it had to be said.
Yeah.
But not bad, they got it from somewhere. And then we had the usual dick, army general.
I think this guy was kind of a badass because he didn't take any crap. He's like, okay, these giant apes. Last one that got out killed a lot of people and then jumped off the top of not the Empire State Building, the World Trade Center. It's we're gonna let them run around.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, he reminded me a bit of Samuel L. Jackson in Kong Island, really.
Yeah.
He seemed a bit, his motivation seemed a bit better, actually.
Yeah.
It seemed perfectly reasonable to me. There was another bit that made me laugh where they're trying to talk to Lady Kong. Well, just before Kong breaks her out, near the end, and they're talking to Lady Kong, and they're basically treating her like Lassie.
Yeah.
They said, come and do this. And this gigantic ape. They're not phased at all. There was some great... I did like the bit where the redneck hunters found Kong. That really made me laugh.
And they trapped him and they were like, we're going to teach you some manners, boy. It's like, oh, yeah, this is going to go well for you.
This is really going to go... These guys... I was laughing at that. And one of them had a conscience, did he? Says, don't mistreat the animal.
Yeah,
don't mistreat the giant.
Drop giant boulders on him.
Yeah, let's not annoy the gigantic ape. And he did. There was one bit where he literally twists one in half, doesn't he? That made me laugh. That was funny. It was kind of
That
weird.
happens a couple of times in this film.
Yeah.
Tom seems to have like taken that as a trick.
Yeah, nice.
He does it to I say an alligator. In close-ups, it's a full-grown alligator, but when it's like under wide, it's just clearly
He's a baby alligator, yeah.
So, and there's a frog that reacts to it. So,
wow. There's I'm trying to think what else happened. I mean, well, they go on the rampage a few times, and there's a bit of military battling. I was just looking at how this would get the reception. This movie.
It was not good.
It wasn't good. It's got a Rotten Tomatoes rating of 0%. Yeah. Now, Roger Ebert specifically says gave this 1 out of 4, and I think he only ever went down to 1. I don't think he ever gave 0.
Yeah.
Said the problem with everyone in King Kong Lives is they're in a boring movie. They know they're in a boring movie, and they can't stir themselves to make an effort. I don't know. I thought there was a bit of an effort in
I
it.
thought this film was better than the 76 one.
Do ya? Yeah, I wouldn't put it that high. It was part. It was.
Well, it didn't have a long, boring scene where Kong blows on a lady.
Yeah,
so,
well, that was stupid.
And it didn't try and do away with a T-Rex by using a snake. So
yeah, I forgot about that. No, I thought this was quite a bit worse, actually. I mean, I'm not a fan of the 76 movie anyway. There's bits of it I like, but not most of it I don't. I like the trolley guy who is talking about like the oil they found isn't, he's just a troll. He's just laughing at them because they've gone there and they've not found what they need. He makes me laugh in that film, but this one I found pretty appalling, actually.
okay.
I was bored in places, I have to say, but some of it was all right. I did like the end,
Yeah.
even though it was properly cheesy and goofy and stupid.
Yeah.
It reminded me of Spartacus.
Yeah. Kind of.
Yeah, there was a kind of a Spartacus.
I did think it was quite funny that we saw, like, there's Kong, who's a giant human-shaped ape. There's Queen Kong, who's just a giant gorilla.
Yeah.
And their baby is a fully human-proportioned ape.
Yeah.
Like, not even, like, a scaled-up baby.
No, it was just an ape,
a
wasn't it?
human-sized ape.
It just like a bloke in a gorilla outfit, kind of, was the baby who was like fully hairy. His head was not like big in proportion to his body or anything. He was just like an ape, right?
Yeah.
And Kong kind of got a bit tearful, didn't he?
Yeah. Well, this was after he'd been gunned. And
Oh yeah, he did take some damage
that was
at the
brutal.
end. It was
that whole
brutal.
last fight was awesome.
Yeah. I liked it. Yeah, that was good. I mean, it did pick up
Especially
a bit.
the bit where the guy was running through a graveyard and Kong punched him into a grave.
Yeah. I mean, the film worked for me when it was just the apes. It was when it was just humans doing stuff. It really mostly didn't work at all.
Yeah.
But when the apes were on the screen, it was pretty good. I did like the Redneck Hunter. I mean, the ape was on the screen with that bit, but the Redneck Hunters was the best scene for me. I just liked it. It was properly badly written, but kind of funny because you just knew they were going to get properly decimated as soon as Kong got out of there. Because what was it? Did they cause a rock slide, or was it just
they
the rock
caused
slide?
a rock slide.
Which trapped him up to his neck, and then they started
Yeah.
teasing him. It's like, oh,
Yeah.
dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to say, to me, this was probably the worst kaiju we've seen.
Really?
Yeah, what do you think of one of what that you think's worse?
Well, Godzilla
one of the
vs.
Gamera
Ghidorah
ones?
was I think it's the third Gamera.
Yeah.
Was pretty bad.
Yeah.
The one where he gets like a parasite in him.
Oh yeah, that was bad. Nah, this one was a bit dull, really. I can't think of any of the Godzilla ones worse than this. I think all the Godzilla ones were pretty solid.
Oh, I know, Godzilla's Revenge.
Yeah, that was a bit
The
dull,
one with
wasn't it?
the son of Godzilla and the weird electrical monster.
Yeah, that was
It's
a bit
all like
stupid.
reused footage. So
So there were bits of this I liked, but most I didn't. I don't think I've got much else to say about it, to be honest.
yeah.
It was a flop. Not surprising. It's like weird. Why why did they make it so weird? You know, what's this? Why have a fake heart as a heart transplant?
Well, it's like a limiter for Kong. Like, before he could run around, now he's got to stop every so often. So
yeah, she has to try and adjust it, right?
Yeah. And it gives the characters like a way where they can properly say like, "Oh, he's like not doing well," sort of thing. So.
It just seems like you're writing yourself into a corner to base the plot around that. To me, anyway. Yeah, I wasn't a fan. What would you give this out of 10?
I'd give this a 6.
Whoa, amazing! I really wasn't expecting that. I'm just looking on IMDb. It is a 3.8. 3.8, and I'd give it a 3.
I still say it's better than the 76 Kong. So.
Okay, no, I think 76 is a little better, but they're not a good pair anyway. I don't think. I prefer the original over all of them, really. But okay, well, where would you put it in the Kong spectrum? So we got Kong, Son of Kong, King Kong versus Godzilla, 76 Kong, this one, and Peter Jackson's and Kong Island.
And Skull Island.
Skull Island. Well,
I'd say I'd put it probably third from last.
So what's the bottom?
Bottom would be 76. Then it would be Son of Kong.
Son of Kong was quite weak, but I still prefer it to this. It was short.
Yeah. This was pretty short.
Yeah, so. It was short. What, hour and 20 or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty short. Oh no, it was an hour and 40. No, sorry, I'm mixing it up.
Well, it felt a lot shorter than that.
Yeah, it was kind of fun. Yeah. Though, like I say, whenever it was just people talking, apart from the military being dicks, that kind of made me laugh.
Yeah.
I found it quite dull when they were going on about, heart and blood and it's like, get on with it kind of stuff. But there was some good... Even though, like, it was obviously people in costumes, right?
Yeah.
There was some good, like, miniature effects I kind of liked and stuff. So, yeah, there was a bit of that. Yeah. So, no, 3 out of 10 for me for this one, I think.
Okay.
So, not a fan. Okay, let's call it a night there. So, keep listening for, like, contact info. But otherwise, bye from me.
Bye.
We like to hear from our listeners at The Good, The Bad and The Odd, so if you have any thoughts on this week's topic or anything else movie or TV related, drop us a line at info@thegoodthebadandtheodd.com. Written or MP3 attached, we like both. We're available on Stitcher, iTunes and as an RSS feed. Just go to www.thegoodthebadandtheodd.com for links to these. Also, feel free to come chat with us by joining our Facebook group on www.facebook.com/groups/The Good, The Bad and The Odd, all as one word. Thanks for listening, and until next time on The Good, The Bad and The Odd.